Do you really want peace of mind? Do you really want peace of mind? Stop overthinking. Stop that attacking voice. Today I'm going to tell you what it takes. Because many of us just want peace of mind without doing the work. And I'm going to give you a great example. Imagine that you are at work and you have this big crush on your coworker while you are in a committed monogamous relationship. And then one day you have a little thing with your coworker. And it doesn't really mean much, doesn't mean anything. Maybe you change your jobs and you continue with your life. So you hide it. You never mention it. I'm not saying it's wrong. This is just an example to show you what it takes to have peace of mind. So, do you really think that you can hide it from you? Okay, maybe you hide it from your partner, but do you really think that you can hide it from yourself? This whole world that you see outside of yourself is a reflection of who you are. It's like a dynamic mirror that you're constantly looking into in this magical hologram. And whatever you hide will show up in the world soon or later. But I'll tell you how. When you cheat or lie or hide or pretend, unconsciously you are creating a context in which people are not trusted, in which people cheat and people lie and people pretend. To live in this context is to create hell on earth, to create a lot of suffering and pain, and being completely blind to where it originates from. So do you really want peace of mind? Because it takes something from you. It takes getting brutally honest with yourself. But not just that. I invite you to come with me on this spiritual journey, if there was such a thing. I want to say my spiritual practice, and even that is not a word. I'm not practicing spirituality. If I'm doing it, I'm being it. Because we all look for approval, love, appreciation, security, safety. Just notice in our conversations, in our thoughts, what's behind that? It's that looking for all these things that feeds our self-images that are not real. And those are the ones that will sabotage you sooner or later. And you will create a context in which another person will show up as that you are hiding from yourself 100% of each time. And I gave you this big example of cheating, which most people think that's really bad, if there was such a thing. But consider how much we hide during the day. We say yes when we really mean no. We have sex when we really want to be just held and nurtured. I can go on and on with all these examples. The point is, the way beyond is really get into that real spiritual way of being. For me, what is spirituality? It is not just looking peaceful and wearing white and doing meditation. And this reality, which is completely reversed. Instead of seeking love, approval, appreciation, I seek danger. I seek rejection, embarrassment, and failing and mistakes. Because every time I do that, I go beyond that. A part of me, that little ego part of me, that little self-image that really wants to look good and really wants to be appreciated and loved and secure, it just dies. And the more I do it, the more freedom I feel. Because there's nobody to be hurt anymore. And I want you to experience it as well. Don't be scared to get outside of your comfort zone. I say this is not a practice because what does that even mean, practice? When you do yoga, do you practice yoga or do you do yoga? When you go to doctor's practice, is he practicing on you or is he actually doing something? And it's the same thing with this. Some people call it the death practice. Being vulnerable, putting yourself out there, taking action, not being scared of failing. That's not death practice. That is death, period. It's the death of that ego. It's the death of those self-images that we carry on that will sabotage us sooner or later. When you go back in that relationship and you truly say what you said, what you did, what you were thinking while you were doing it, there's a part of you that dies instantly. It's that part of you that looks for security, love, and approval. And yes, you might risk something, but you will gain so much more. Because once that self-image is not there, there's nobody to be hurt. People can't hurt me the way they could a long time ago. They never really could, but I believe they could. This is the beauty. This is the reality of it all. It's about going beyond. You might think, what? What is she talking about? Death? The death practice? Practicing? What? Every time you put yourself in a spot where you can be rejected or disapproved, you're risking that people will reject you, obviously, and disapprove. And that will lead to more isolation. Symbolically, that will leave you with less chances on survival. It's a symbolic death. And it's also a death because all there is just this moment. All the past and future is just in your mind and in your imagination. And if you want to go all the way beyond all these concepts and live in the field of magical possibilities, live in reality, what is actually happening here and now, not what you make it mean in your mind. You will never have peace of mind without this one thing, without this understanding, without this integrity, understanding that this is all you. There is no way to hide. And you are amazing beyond what you can ever imagine, underneath all those thoughts that tell you otherwise. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and thank you for your comments, likes, and shares.